Chijioke, I don't know since when being deep into your tradition and culture became a crime, but I will tell you this. You are playing with fire. Women are never a man's plaything, but for you, my dear boy, you treat them like toys. Toss away and get a new one. She chuckled. The end shall tell. And please, don't ever get me involved in this your dance of shame. In the beautiful city of Lagos, there lived a man named Chijioke. He was an only child of a poor widow called Naomi. He was known for his charming ways and his ability to sweep women off their feet. But despite his many lovers, Chijioke remained adamantly opposed to the idea of marriage. He enjoyed the thrills of romance, the pleasure of fleeting affection, and the passion of relationships. But he would always draw the line at commitment. His reasoning was simply, why settle for one woman when there were so many to enjoy? His mother would often nag him to settle down, but he would always find ways to escape her. His best friend Ebuka would often scold him for his refusal to marry. But Chijioke was unbothered. Marriage is a cage, he would say. I prefer freedom. The freedom to love as I choose. And Ebuka replied, but the way you treat women is very wrong, my guy. Since you love eating so much from their honey pot, why not get married and spare me and your mother the thought of seeing you get hot? Guy, forget that thing. Which hot? Dismissing the topic. For years, he lived this way, hopping from one relationship to another, savoring the pleasure of intimacy with no thought for the future. His disregard for the sanctity of love and commitment was slowly attracting the attention of forces beyond his comprehension. He got a call one day from one of his mother's maid, giving him the news that his mother had fallen from the stairs and taken to the hospital. On getting there, she made him promise to get married before she dies. Mother, he said, do you want to give me heart attack? You know you are the only family I have in this world. Why would you fall down the stairs when you have maids everywhere at your mansion? Chijioke, she replied, I'm no longer interested in having my maids around anymore. His eyes widened in shock. He whispered, why, Mama? Since you want to kill me, I have decided to help you make it faster. I will fire all my maids as soon as I get discharged, then do the domestic work myself until my body can no longer take it. Okay, wait. I think I know the problem here. You want me to get married, Okwaya? That is every mother's wish for their child, my son. Okay, what if I tell you that I already have a fiancé and just wanted to surprise you? My son, but you would have told me, she said, out of excitement. Chijioke brought a girl home to introduce to his mother as his fiancée. Her name was Tina. Chijioke's mother danced for joy and welcomed Tina into their home. Few days later, Tina was seen sitting in the living room in a luxurious mansion, clipping her toenails on a glass table decorated with gold and white. Chijioke came back from work and saw her in that position. He felt disgusted, and without saying a word, he went straight to Tina and gave her a very loud slap as she fell to the ground, Holding her face with one hand, she asked, "Why did you slap me? What did I do?" "One more word from you again, and I will slap you again. How dare you cut your dirty toenails on my expensive table? Do you know how much this costs, you dirty human being? Doing this to something you or your family member can never afford," he said, screaming at the top of his voice. "Is that why you had to slap me?" Tina asked. And Chijioke responded, "So you still have the mouth to talk, you dirty girl. In fact, I am done. Give me back my ring. Go in there, pack your things, and leave my house." Chijioke's mother later heard about their breakup from Tina, and she decided to call her son and confirmed. "Chijioke, what happened? Why did you cut off your engagement?" He cleared his throat as if preparing to give a presidential speech. "Mother, don't mind that thing. Don't mind that dirty girl. You know how much I suffered to make it to this stage. I was never born rich. I worked hard for it. And the last thing I want is to marry someone that does not value my sweat. She's too dirty, mother. And I don't want someone like that around me or my properties. But don't worry. Don't allow her bother you, mother. I promise to look for someone better, someone with good virtue, and give you grandchildren." And his mother replied, "Well, if you say so, my son. But be careful," she said. "Don't over-select women because they are not playthings. There is no perfect woman out there, my son. So when you see another woman that you like, groom her into being the perfect woman that you want. Okay?" "All right, mother," he said as he hung up the phone. Few months later, and he brought in another woman to his mother, introducing her as his fiancée, and that they were also engaged. Her name was Buki. The mom danced and welcomed her once again into their home. One night, he tried touching Buki, who pushed him away, saying, "Please, I am tired. I don't want it anymore." He got angry and sat up as his face turned red out of anger. "Do what anymore? Are you alright? My friend, open for me, Jare." "Open what?" she asked. "Do you want to injure me?" "Open what, Chijioke? 5 rounds. Only this night, 5 rounds. And you are still asking me to open. Is it food? Please leave me. I'm not doing again." "Oh, I see," he replied. "So this was your plan all along, to marry me because of my money and then starve me of my conjugal rights. You fail. Buki, you fail. Because the prayer of my mother and the God that I serve has exposed you. So this was the plan. This was what you were planning to do to me if I had married you." "Eh? Okay, well, it is fine. Oh yeah, give me back my ring. I am done." Buki, looking confused, thought he was unserious. "Chijioke, are you playing?" she asked. And he angrily pushed her down as she fell to the ground. "Do I look like I'm playing? My friend, pass me that ring and leave here." She stood up, gave him the ring, and left. His mom heard about it, and as usual, he painted himself as the saint who was just being unlucky with women. He continued, and his mom finally gave up on him. Finally, on his 45th birthday, he introduced another lady to his mother called Ameze. The mom was no longer excited, but still welcomed her. As usual, Chijioke broke up with her, saying she was too traditional for his liking. She plays too much of her traditional song and don't like wearing casual clothes except for Nigerian Ankara She's too local and too deep into their culture, he said. His mom on the other end of the phone and said, Chijioke, I don't know since when being deep into your tradition and culture became a crime. But I will tell you this, you are playing with fire. Women are never a man's plaything. But for you, my dear boy, you treat them like toys. Toss away and get a new one. She chuckled. The end shall tell. And please, don't ever get me involved in this your dance of shame. Don't ever bring any lady to my house, she said as she hung up the phone. Ameze was an orphan who had experienced lots of heartbreak. Thinking Chijioke was the right one really shattered her fragile heart. Once again, as she ran to cry at her mother's grave. One evening, as Chijioke strolled through a bustling market down the street, he met a woman who was different from the others. Her name was Amina, and her presence was captivating. There was an air of mystery about her, a beauty that made his heart race in a way he had never felt before. Her eyes seemed to pierce into his soul, and he found himself immediately drawn to her. They exchanged pleasantries, and before long, Chijioke invited her to his home. But something was different about Amina. Her touch was colder than he expected, her voice quieter, and her laughter, though melodic, carried an air, almost hollow sound. The days went by, and Chijioke continued to see her. They spent long nights together, but he noticed something strange every time he looked into her eyes. It felt as though he was staring into the abyss, like there was something behind them, only darkness. Every night, he would see himself sitting at a graveyard, talking to himself. And whenever he wakes up, he won't even remember having such a dream. He also couldn't take Amina to his mother since the last time she warned him. One night, as they lay together, Chijioke heard Amina whisper softly, I have waited for you, Chijioke. You will be mine forever. Amina was different, and yet he couldn't bring himself to let her go. His best friend, Ebuka, had a dream about Chijioke being dragged into the grave alive, called him and warned him, but he refused to listen. Then Ebuka decided to call his mother instead, who said, My son, thank you for telling me about this dream. It's not just you. I also dreamt countlessly about him marrying a dead woman and have tried reaching him, but he doesn't take my call anymore. I went to his house, but his gate man won't let me in. It's been 8 months since the last time we spoke, and Chijioke has refused to take or return my call. But it's fine. Thank you again. I have been praying for him and will continue to pray for him. The next day, however, something terrifying happened. Chijioke woke up to find Amina sitting beside him, dressed in a dirty and torn wedding dress. Her skin pale as death. Her once warm, inviting eyes had become dull and lifeless. Panic surged through him as he asked, Amina, what's happening? What is this? Her lips curled into a chilling smile. You have played with love and with women, but you never gave your heart. Now I will claim you, body and soul. and you will never leave me." Before he could react, she pulled him close, her cold hands wrapping around his neck. Chijioke struggled, but it was as if his strength was fading, his breath growing more shallow. In his terror, he understood Amina was not of this world. She had come to claim him, not as a lover, but as her eternal companion in the grave. As Chijioke's version blurred, he realized too late that his refusal to commit to marriage has led him into the arms of something far darker. He had unknowingly attracted a spirit, a woman who had been waiting for a man like him, one who would never settle for the bounds of life only to be forever bound to the afterlife. His soul was dragged into the grave with Amina, bound to her for all eternity. His body was found days later, lifeless in his luxurious living room, by his friend Ebuka, who came to pay him a visit. He alerted his mother, who had no tears to spare for his son that had refused to listen to the advice of his elders. She turned to Ebuka with no expression of sadness on her face and said, "This is a lesson to all men, to never treat women like a plaything, and to always remember that what goes around comes around." He refused to listen to me, and this is the result. The flies that never listen always follows the corpse to the grave. And Ebuka replied, "But Mama, why don't we go and look for the lady that the security man talks about, at least to arrest her?" "This is beyond us, my son. But if you want to look for her, then do it alone with the security man. Don't get me involved. I want to bury him and live in peace," Chijioke's mother said. A few months later, and Buki, Chijioke's ex, came knocking at his mother's door with a baby boy that she gave birth to. She found out she was pregnant 3 weeks after he sent her out of his house, but decided to keep the baby because he was innocent of his father's action. Chijioke's mother was filled with so much excitement and welcomed both mother and child to her home once again. Hello, my beautiful viewers. I hope you love and enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. Stay safe and God bless you. Bye.